This is Air Force Sergeant Ralph Smith. The Far East Network presents a special program of dance music for your enjoyment. The theme music Serenade introduces from the United States the Porterville Studio Dance Band. Tonight we bring you the Porterville High School and College Dance Band under the direction of Buck Schaefer. And we'd like now for you to meet Mr. Schaefer.
Hello, Sergeant Smith. How are you, sir? It's really a pleasure, I was going to say, to be here, and we consider this an honor to work for you here today, sir.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Schaefer. You know, this is a fine bunch of young teenagers you have here.
Oh, very proud of these boys. We have 19, I think, some of the finest boys in the country any place, believe me.
Well, wonderful, and I notice that they're bringing big dance band sounds back to America.
That's our objective, believe me.
Wonderful. Let's try the first one. What is it?
A wonderful little arrangement out of Texas called Top Brass.
Buck, I understand that our little band here has won many top honors in the United States.
Well, they really have. They've had some wonderful experiences, too. We've played for the 15th Air Force toward the western part of the United States, and we played for a lot of the air bases in California. And just last year, the boys went to Enid, Oklahoma, where they played in the Tri-State Music Festival, and they won a real, very fine honor there.
Now, I'll tell you what let's do. Let's give the folks another number. What is the next one?
This next number features our lead alto saxophonist, Mr. Brent Robb, and a wonderful little thing called Alto Soliloquy.
Buck, who is the young boy who was doing the saxophone solos?
Well, that was our little lead alto saxophonist, Mr. Brent Robb. Pretty handsome little fella. He's got some cute gals, believe me.
I'll bet he has.
Yes, he has.
I noticed one of your trombonists over here is kind of small. Who's he?
He's little Richard Simpson. He's the youngest boy in the band. I certainly hope that he has a wonderful time on this trip. We have to keep our eyes on him quite a bit, but he's all right. He's a pretty good boy.
Well, he's certainly a cute little guy, I'll tell you for sure.
Yes, I'll tell you, he plays good, too, really.
I know he does. I
Yes, sir, he
listened
does.
to him a while ago. Well, let's try another number and see if we can get some more of the big band sound. And what do you have in store for us now?
Here's a little thing titled Toll Road.
Oh, I see we had two soloists in that one. I see by my paper here that the trumpeter was Barry Lindgren,
Mr. Larry Lindgren, that's right.
and on the tenor sax, Mr. Leland Jewell.
Mr. Leland Jewell, right.
Incidentally, Porterville High School and College Dance Band. From where?
From Porterville, California, Sergeant. This is a wonderful little town, middle of the San Joaquin Valley, right between Fresno and Bakersfield.
I understand they're having some sort of a celebration there this year.
They're having a very wonderful centennial. We are celebrating 100 years of progress in Porterville. And Sergeant, on behalf of the Chamber of Commerce, I would like at this time to present you with one of the wooden nickels that we have in our area. You know, here in Japan, you have military money. But in Porterville, we have our wooden nickels, and they are good until November the 11th. So I hope that you are able to come to California and spend your wooden nickel in Porterville.
Well, it'll be a few days before I can get there, but you can be assured that this is a fine honor.
We'll lay out the red carpet for you when you arrive, believe me.
Good, Mr. Schaefer. Now, I notice the next number on the schedule is an old Glenn Miller tune, String of Pearls.
That's right. One of our objectives in this business is to try to keep the big band sound alive. And we feel that there's no more wonderful name in the whole business than old Glenn Miller. So we'd like to play one of the arrangements that helped make him real famous.
Well, like they say in the junior circles, let's have at it, Mr. Schaefer.
This is it, man.
20 young American teenagers bringing you big band sounds as played by many, many of the artists of long ago. Tell me, Buck, these boys are a long ways away from home in Japan. I understand they're over here under the auspices of the USO. Is this correct?
The USO, the Armed Forces Professional Entertainment Branch from Washington, D.C., to be correct. That is the one that has sent us on this trip. But it's sort of a part of a USO type of situation, I would say.
Wonderful. Tell me, how are these boys, well, it's not hard to say how they were selected because of the music they play, but how did you go through to be selected for this tour?
Well, I would say that it's sort of a climax to our past 5 or 6 years of activity in the States. We've been playing for the services for at least 5 or 6 years. SAC gave us a wonderful tour to cover the western United States a couple of times, and we play for Castle Air Base, March Air Base, Norton Air Base, and we've sort of established a reputation through those sources.
Well, you're kind of like the Air Force's own then in a case like that. However, you know, we're tri-service over here. We have them all. But I'll tell you what, let's do. Let's hear some more of this fine music.
Well, here's a thing recorded by Bunny Berrigan a few years ago. It's a wonderful thing, and it features our lead trumpeter, Mr. Larry Lindgren, on a little thing titled, I Can't Get Started.
You know, I noticed in the brochure that we got before you came that there was some references to radio, television, and a musical show. What about this musical show?
Well, the boys have, throughout the past several years, have played for really a lot of wonderful things. They've performed on radio and television. They've cut 2 long-playing records. In fact, right now we're in the process of cutting our first stereo LP for this fall. And last year they had a wonderful opportunity. They played the background for Connie Francis. They did a show with Connie Francis, which was a wonderful experience for the boys, and also did a show with Robert Young and Jane Wyatt at Porterville. It was really a fine experience for these boys.
Well, what is this album?
Well, the title of the album will be Half Band Will Travel.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, we've got some wonderful pictures for the cover of our album, and I think it's going to be a real fine. We hope it goes all over the country.
I notice you've got a change of pace on this next one in a cha-cha-cha.
Well, you know, California is pretty much of a cha-cha state, really, and everybody likes the cha-cha, so we have to have one in our book.
Let's get with that one.
Okay, here we go.
Cha-Cha, featuring the dancing drums of our fine drummer.
Mr. Mikey Morales.
That's the boy. And now I notice something on the card here that seems to be a little out of place. Is this true? Clyde McCoy?
Well, we have a boy in the band that does a wonderful job imitating Clyde McCoy with his old sugar blues. Larry Lindgren, he's our trumpet player, and he also plays many styles. This is one of the better ones, I think, that he does for us.
Let's try Clyde McCoy's Sugar Blues. I'd like you to meet this young lad that blows such a fine trumpet. Mr. Larry Lindgren. How are you, Larry?
Oh, fine.
Say, are you related to Clyde McCoy?
No.
Well, that's a mighty fine interpretation of him.
Thank you very much.
One of the best I've ever heard. How long have you been with the band?
I think this is my 4th year.
4th year. You've had a lot of traveling, too, I imagine.
Quite a bit.
Well, and are you enjoying this trip over here?
Oh, I sure am.
Well, wonderful. Thanks a lot.
Thank you again.
Well, Buck, we have one more number, and I understand it's, what do they say, a gasser?
A gasser, a blaster. This is it. Swing, swang, swung.
Here we go. That was a real lively number. And the last number, too, I'm afraid, for today. The Far East Network has been happy to present the Porterville High School and College Dance Band from Porterville, California. And so with this, we say goodbye to Buck Schaefer and his boys, a fine bunch of American teenagers. This has been a special program of dance music presented for your entertainment and has originated from Studio C in the Tokyo station of the Far East Network, just outside Tokyo, Japan. Production and direction was by Air Force Sergeant Ralph Smith, with engineering by Airman First Class Larry Dooley. Special editing was by Airman First Class Carl Estabrook. And this is Sergeant Smith saying thanks for listening and good night.